Can I pass on my thanks to the Kingaroy Rotary Club boys for coming out to cook. You don't have to ask these guys twice, they always put their hand up. So to all the team at Kingaroy Rotary, thank you very much for your wonderful support. It's much appreciated. To Trace and all his magnificent staff at Kingaroy Super IGA, once again, thank you, Trace, for everything that you've done. Every time we put on an event for the community, Kingaroy Super IGA put their hand up, and somehow he said that bread wasn't good enough, so we had to have muffins with our bacon this morning. So thank you so much for what you've done for us. And to Corky and the crew at Crow FM 90.7 for turning up. It's a lot of work, as I used to know, getting up early and doing outside broadcasts. It takes a lot of setting up to get outside your comfort zone, outside your studio, and to come out here and do it. And I said to Corky, well, we might be able to get some sponsorship or try to find some money for you. He said, don't even think twice about that. It's for the community, and that's what Crow does so well. So thanks, Corky and the crew, for everything that you've done for us. But today is simply about you guys, and I guess I won't speak for 27 minutes like I did last Wednesday at the council meeting, but this is the most important issue that I believe that the South Burnett community has been faced with. If the building behind me doesn't reopen before the 30th of September, my view is that it will never reopen, because the changes with regulations and legislation are completely different now in 2015 than they were prior to that. So I guess it was an emotional plea for me back in of Wednesday last week to see whether we could, what community support was out there, because the last 6 to 8 weeks I've travelled all over Australia trying to find a provider and trying to get some help from either the federal or state government. As I said, whilst those two tiers of government have offered support by ways of letter of support, etc., they haven't given us a solution. And I guess it got to the stage last week we more or less were going to give up and say we can't do much more. Council's done everything possible to keep the doors open. I think that what's been forgotten in this saga over the last couple of months as well is we had 70 odd staff in this building. If you get an opportunity to walk through this morning, it's probably the saddest walk you could possibly do, because you just see a magnificent facility not being used, and that can't continue. So we made a pledge. We decided, and I stood up in the council meeting last Wednesday and made a plea to our community to say, if you back the council and if you sign a submission form, we will go back and I will find a provider somehow. So I'm about to get debriefed and briefed and set up by my staff in the next hour or so. And despite, I think, just about everything I'm supposed to do, including going out and seeing my in-laws next week, which looks like it's going to be cancelled because I'm going to have to go back into a search of a provider for our hospital. I thought that you always try to set the bar high if you want to make a difference. So that's why I said I picked the figure up of 5,000 submissions in less than 7 days to see if we could get to 5,000, because I thought if we didn't pick a number that was huge, we wouldn't get there. And I know a lot of people said, well, I don't know if we can get 5,000 in 7 days, but we'll try to get 5,000 the next 3 to 4 weeks. The people of the South Burnett, the people who have gone around with these submissions, and all the businesses have been absolutely amazing. And as at last night, we've received 8,712 submissions. So we'll get over 9,000 by today, no doubt. And that and these are not made up submissions. These are not people duplicating. That's 8,712 individual people. And I know the number of people that are in the audience this morning who've gone around and helped that and have said to me, people just want to sign. It's as simple as that. It's not like something which is contentious. It's simply that it's something that we must have. So I guess I've said that if we had the backing of the people, I will do my utmost to find a provider, and that's what I'll do, and that job starts in about an hour's time. So hopefully I can get back to you in a week or two and with some good news. If we don't have good news, it won't be, one thing I can assure you, it won't be from the want of trying. So I might leave it at that, because this is getting harder and harder, because I see people that whatever, and I know, and I don't want to get down to individuals or whatever, but I know, like I see Brett Hen right here, and I know the issues his wife's going through at the moment from it with, you know, and our thoughts and loves there, Brett, for Linda and to everybody else. And we've got Relay for Life tomorrow night, and we'll hear more stories about people who struggle. And that's simply why we need a hospital. So this is not about me being the mayor or electioneering. As you know, I'm not running next year anyway, so that would never make any difference to me. This is about our community, this is about our kids, and it's simply about lives. And we must retain our hospital, and I'll do everything I can to find a provider next week. So thanks very much for your attendance.